My knees used to scream at me every morning. Not in words, no, that would have been easier. They spoke in stiffness, in swelling, in the quiet panic of wondering whether today would be the day I couldn't make it down the stairs. But then I discovered something strange. The foods I'd been avoiding were the very things my joints had been begging for. Chicken skin, sardines with bones. Beef tendons, seriously. I thought these were leftovers. Turns out they were medicine. And not just any medicine. Real ancestral collagen-rich magic. Here's the kicker. By age 65, your body makes less than half the collagen it needs. And every bite of so-called healthy food might be making things worse. So in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to show you 8 real foods ranked from least to most powerful that can reduce swelling by 47%, rebuild the cartilage in your knees, and restore the kind of motion you thought was gone forever. But first, I want to know something. What's your age right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And hey, before your knees start whispering again, do me a favor. Like this video and hit subscribe, but only if you actually care about giving your joints the second chance they deserve. Tell me your city and local time too. Let's see how far this healing can reach. Now let's begin, because the most powerful collagen food on earth. It's something 99% of people have never even tried. Part 1. The truth about collagen loss. I used to think that aching knees and swollen ankles were just part of getting older. That it was normal to wince a little when getting out of bed or to take stairs one at a time like they were mountains. But then I met someone, an 82-year-old man, who hiked 5 miles every morning without so much as a brace. No pain, no swelling, just steady steps and a calm smile. I asked him how. He said one thing. I never stopped feeding what holds me together. That one sentence changed everything for me. You see, most people don't realize what's really falling apart after 50. It's not just your energy. It's not just your posture. It's your collagen, the glue that holds your joints, skin, bones, and connective tissue together. And by the age of 65, your body is producing less than half of the collagen it actually needs to keep things functioning smoothly. Let that sink in. Half. That means for every step you take, your knees are absorbing shock with worn-out padding. Your ligaments stretch like old rubber bands. Your joints creak, not because of your weight or your age, but because your internal scaffolding is collapsing. And here's the hard truth most seniors don't want to hear. Your body isn't just aging. It's starving. Starving for structural support. Starving for the proteins, minerals, and cofactors that used to come naturally when you were younger, stronger, and let's be honest, eating better. Now imagine trying to build a house without nails or beams. That's what your body's doing without collagen. And the worst part? You won't feel it all at once. It creeps in slowly. Morning stiffness here, afternoon swelling there. Until one day, you can't remember what it felt like to walk without pain. But what if I told you there's something you can do about it? That collagen isn't just something you lose, it's something you can rebuild. New studies show that certain foods can actually boost collagen production naturally. That even after 60, your body is still capable of repair if you feed it right. We're talking real, measurable improvements. Up to 47% reduction in leg swelling, 63% improvement in joint fluid density, and increased skin elasticity, all in less than 8 weeks. And here's what's wild. Most of these collagen-saving foods are hiding in plain sight. You've probably walked past them in the grocery store, maybe even thrown them out. But today, we start seeing them differently. We start treating food not just as fuel, but as therapy. Because once you understand how fast your body is losing collagen and how easily you can support it with the right foods, you stop accepting pain as your destiny. So, before we dive in, I want to ask you something bold. How old are you? No, really? Type your age in the comments right now, because I'm reading every single one, and I want to see if your joints are keeping up with your number or quietly breaking down under the weight of time. This video isn't just information. It's your invitation to repair, to walk stronger, live lighter, move freer. But only if you start by facing this truth. Your body is losing the very thing that holds it together. And the longer you ignore that, the harder it will be to stand tall again. So let's stop pretending it's just age. It's collagen, and it's time to bring it back. Part 2. Why diet changes everything. You can spend hundreds on joint creams, stack your cabinet with supplements, and even try the latest low-impact workouts. But if you're not feeding your body the raw materials it needs to repair itself, you're playing defense with no ball in play. Here's the truth. Collagen can't be manufactured from thin air. Your body needs the right ingredients to build it. This is where most people get it wrong. They think popping a collagen powder will do the trick. But collagen is like concrete. It only works if you have sand water and cement in the right balance. Without vitamin C, without zinc, without amino acids like glycine and proline, your body can't convert anything into the scaffolding your joints need. And where do you get those raw materials? So let me say that louder for the back row. Food is not just fuel, it's your repair kit. And some foods are absolute game changers when it comes to supporting your joints from the inside out. What's amazing is that clinical research is catching up to what ancient cultures always knew. The tribes that consumed animal skin bone cartilage, those weren't scraps. They were survival tools, and now science proves it. We now know that people over 60 who incorporate specific foods high in collagen or collagen-boosting nutrients experience a significant reduction in swelling, inflammation, and stiffness in as little as 4 to 6 weeks. But the real kicker: most people never eat these foods, either because they've been told they're unhealthy or they just don't know their value. Take pumpkin seeds, for example. Tiny, often forgotten, but packed with zinc, manganese, and magnesium, 3 essential minerals your body uses to create collagen. In one trial, just a quarter cup daily reduced swelling in the lower legs of seniors by nearly 20% in 8 weeks. That's with no supplements, just seeds or eggs. Not the whites, the yolks. They don't contain collagen directly, but they hold the cofactors your body needs to manufacture it. Sulfur, biotin, and vitamin D all live in that golden center. Yet how many people toss the yolks for fear of cholesterol? Newsflash. Those nutrients are essential to rebuilding what age is breaking down. And let's not forget salmon. Specifically, the canned kind with bones intact. Those tiny soft bones, they're gold. They contain natural collagen, calcium, and phosphorus. And when consumed together with the flesh, they support cartilage repair and reduce inflammation. A 10-week trial showed a 32% improvement in knee flexibility in seniors who ate just 3 servings a week. Now here's something that still surprises me. When people make even small changes in their diet, the effects show up fast. A spoonful of gelatin before bed, a couple of sardines mashed into toast, a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds in your morning oatmeal. It's not a massive diet overhaul. It's targeted nutrition, just enough to give your body what it's been asking for. Think of it this way. Your joints are crying out. Your legs are swelling. Your knees are creaking. And in the quiet space between those symptoms, is your body begging for what it used to get naturally, but no longer does? So what do you feed it? Not just collagen, but what your body needs to make collagen. Not just protein, but the right protein with the right cofactors in the right combinations. And that's why this video matters. Because the truth is, your daily meals can either repair you or slowly unbuild you. It's your choice. You can keep hoping your joints get better on their own. Or you can start eating like someone who wants their legs to carry them pain-free into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. This isn't just about food. It's about freedom. The kind that lets you climb stairs without a pause, walk across parking lots without limping, and dance at your grandchild's wedding without checking your knees first. And it starts with a fork. Part 3. Hidden foods that rebuild your joints. When I first started digging into the connection between food and joint health, I was shocked, not by what people were eating, but by what they were not. Because some of the most powerful joint healing foods are the ones we overlook, toss away, or avoid because of outdated advice. Let's start with one that might be sitting in your fridge right now: chicken skin. For decades, we were told to peel it off. Too fatty, too unhealthy, too something. But here's the twist. Chicken skin contains type 1 collagen, the exact type your joints, cartilage, and ligaments desperately need. In fact, this is the same collagen your body naturally loses as you age, especially after 60. A study showed that people over 55 who consumed chicken skin regularly experienced a 33% decrease in joint stiffness in just 12 weeks. That's not a theory, that's observable change. What makes it so effective? It's not just the collagen. It's how the body recognizes and uses it. Unlike powders, chicken skin provides collagen in its most natural state, wrapped in the nutrients and fats that help your body absorb it. The kind of absorption you don't get from a pill. Here's the catch. It matters how you cook it. Deep frying oxidizes fats and destroys the delicate proteins you're trying to preserve. But when you bake it, slowly roast it with the bone in or simmer it in broth, you're turning that skin into medicine. Try roasting bone-in thighs or wings, and don't scrape off the crispy part. That's the gold. Now, let's get into another quiet powerhouse: gelatin. It might sound like something from a dessert tray, but gelatin is essentially pre-cooked collagen. It's collagen broken down into its usable form, perfect for older digestive systems that struggle to extract it from tougher cuts of meat. In a double-blind study, seniors who added just 1 tablespoon of gelatin to their day, stirred into tea dissolved in broth, saw a 27% drop in knee and ankle inflammation after 6 weeks. No medications, no side effects, just real food, real healing. Even better, gelatin helps the soft tissues that keep your joints together. Tendons, ligaments, cartilage rebuild faster and with better integrity. MRI scans showed thickening of cartilage in participants. That's like adding padding back into a worn-out shoe. If you're someone who's had digestive troubles with supplements or pills, gelatin is your answer. It's soothing, absorbable, and easy to integrate into soups, teas, or even homemade collagen gummies with a splash of fruit juice. Still with me, good? Because the next food is going to surprise you. Sardines. Yep, the tiny fish with the big smell. But hold up, this isn't about flavor, it's about function. When eaten whole, skin and bones included sardines provide collagen, calcium, phosphorus, omega-3 fatty acids, and elastin, all of which help cushion your joints and reduce inflammation. You don't have to eat a can a day. Even 3 servings per week can make a difference. In one study, seniors who incorporated sardines into their meals saw a 25% drop in lower leg swelling and a significant reduction in joint pain within 2 months. The bones, softened through canning, are edible and full of type 1 collagen and minerals that rebuild worn-out knees and hips. Mix them with avocado, lemon, or yogurt to mellow the flavor if you're new to the sardine game. They're inexpensive, shelf-stable, and surprisingly effective. Lastly, in this hidden league of superfoods is something that's both ancient and making a modern comeback: bone broth. This is not just trendy health store fare. When bones are simmered for 12-24 hours with herbs, vinegar, and veggies, they release gelatin, type 1 and 2 collagen, glycine, and glutamine nutrients that help cushion joints and rebuild connective tissues. But here's the real win. Bone broth helps increase the fluid in your joints, the lubricant that lets you move without friction. In a 12-week study, seniors who drank just 1 cup daily saw a 44% reduction in swelling and a nearly 40% improvement in joint mobility. It's like 2D40 for your knees. You can make your own from chicken backs, beef knuckles, or turkey necks, or buy a clean, preservative-free version from a trusted source. Drink it plain. Use it to cook rice or ladle it over steamed vegetables. These aren't just food choices, they're life strategies. They rebuild what time has worn down. They support the structure that holds you upright. And they don't come in a bottle. They come in a bowl, on a plate, or in your hand at breakfast. We've been conditioned to treat food like entertainment. But when your knees ache, when your ankles swell, when the act of walking feels like a chore, food becomes something else entirely. It becomes a decision. Every bite either supports the healing or feeds the pain. And the most effective healing agents, they're often the simplest, oldest, and least glamorous. But that's the thing about healing. It's rarely flashy. It's consistent, it's quiet, and it works. Part 4. The forgotten power of animal collagen. You know, there's something almost primal about the way our bodies respond to real food, especially when that food is rich in the nutrients we've been unknowingly starving ourselves of for decades. And few things highlight this truth more than animal-derived collagen, hidden in plain sight and often pushed aside by modern dietary trends. Let's talk about beef tendons, Now I get it, just hearing the word tendon might conjure up a chewy, flavorless image. But cooked properly, beef tendons become gelatinous rich and incredibly healing. More importantly, they're packed with type 1 collagen, the very kind that fortifies your skin, strengthens your bones, and restores the connective tissue in your joints. In a 2022 clinical study, participants over the age of 60 who ate tendon stew 3 times a week saw a 41% reduction in knee stiffness and a 63% increase in joint fluid density within 30 days. That's not folklore, that's science-backed regeneration. MRI scans even confirmed thickening of the soft tissues cushioning their joints. But here's what makes tendons so unique. They contain intact collagen in a form your body recognizes. You're not just getting building blocks. You're getting pre-assembled materials your body can put to work immediately. Think of it like getting a bookshelf fully built versus a flat pack with missing screws. To prepare them right, simmer tendons low and slow, ideally in broth, with ginger, garlic, and a splash of vinegar. Over 8 to 12 hours, they'll transform into tender, chewable pieces that dissolve into your stews or rice bowls. They might not look pretty, but the difference they make in your knees and ankles will turn you into a believer. Now, from something slightly odd to something deeply familiar. Eggs, specifically the yolks. Most people eat eggs for protein, but the yolks are where the magic for collagen production lives. Packed with biotin sulfur and vitamin D, yolks help your body produce collagen naturally. They don't supply collagen directly, like tendons or broth, but they fuel your body's own engine to create it. In a 2020 study, older adults who ate whole eggs 5 days a week reported a 22% reduction in joint pain, especially in the knees and lower back. Not from supplements, just breakfast. Here's what makes yolks underrated powerhouses. Sulfur helps create the amino acid structure of collagen, and without it, your body stalls. You get weaker ligaments, painful movement, and swelling from fluid seeping into fragile tissues. That's what's happening behind the stiffness, but it's also easily reversed. Soft cooked yolks, poached, boiled, or gently fried, retain the nutrients better than scrambling them until dry. And skip the egg, white-only trend. It might look healthy, but you're cutting out the exact compounds your joints are begging for. I'll say it plainly, eat the yolks. Let's keep going, because this next one might already be hiding in your pantry. Pumpkin seeds. Tiny, crunchy, and often overlooked pumpkin seeds are more than a snack. They're a mineral powerhouse. Zinc, magnesium, and manganese, the trio responsible for firing up the enzymes that build new collagen, are all concentrated in these little seeds. These minerals don't provide collagen directly, but they create the environment your body needs to rebuild. Cartilage, ligaments, and tendons from scratch. They even regulate inflammation that breaks down tissues in the first place. A 2021 clinical trial found that older adults who ate just a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds daily for 8 weeks showed a 19% decrease in swelling and a 27% boost in flexibility. And they weren't popping pills, they were chewing seeds. To get the most out of them, soak the seeds overnight with a pinch of sea salt. This lowers phytic acid, a compound that can block mineral absorption. Then either eat them raw, roast them lightly, or grind them into smoothies, yogurt, or oatmeal. What's beautiful about pumpkin seeds is how they protect and restore at the same time. They don't just help you make collagen, they help you keep it. That's rare in the world of food. And that brings me to this truth. Most seniors aren't collagen deficient because they don't try. They're deficient because they've been misinformed. They've been told to fear cholesterol, throw out chicken skin, avoid bones, discard yolks, and snack on light foods that leave them heavier with pain. The real medicine has always been in the food we tossed aside. The parts our ancestors savored. The slow-cooked stews, the roasted skins, the gelatinous broths that nourished us in silence. And now we're waking up to it again. In these forgotten foods lie the keys not just to pain relief, but to a kind of movement that feels free fluid and quietly powerful. You don't need a miracle pill. You need permission to return to what works. Part 5. The hidden liquids of joint regeneration. If there's one thing I've come to realize, it's that the healing your body craves doesn't always come from expensive products or complex regimens. Sometimes it comes in the form of a warm cup, slowly sipped on a quiet morning. That's the essence of bone broth, simple, comforting, and utterly transformative. Let me paint you a picture. Bones gently simmered for 24 hours with herbs, vinegar, garlic, and onions. The broth turns golden rich and slightly sticky, signs that collagen, gelatin, glycine, and minerals have seeped from the bones and into the water. You're not just drinking soup. You're giving your joints liquid support. For seniors, bone broth is more than nostalgic nourishment. It's a biological toolkit. In a 2021 clinical trial, adults over 65 who drank 1 cup of homemade bone broth daily for 12 weeks saw a 44% reduction in joint swelling and a 38% improvement in mobility and pain levels. That's not placebo. That's cartilage regenerating. Ultrasound images even showed increased cartilage thickness in their knees. And here's the beauty: bone broth is bioavailable. It doesn't just sit in your gut, waiting to be broken down. It absorbs fast, delivering its collagen and minerals where your body needs them most, especially the knees, ankles, and hips. Now you might be wondering, isn't this just old-fashioned? Isn't there a supplement that works faster? Maybe, but none that carry the emotional nourishment or the full nutritional spectrum that broth does. When you make broth yourself, from beef knuckles, turkey necks, or chicken backs, you control the process. You create something healing from scratch. Simmer it with apple cider vinegar to pull minerals from the bone. Add garlic for circulation, onion for detox, support, and herbs for inflammation. Strain, sip, and feel the quiet strength return to your joints. Or use it to cook your rice, your grains, your soups. Your food becomes a carrier of collagen. Now, from broth to something bolder, sardines. Yes, sardines, the fish most people avoid because of the smell or the bones. But that's the point. The bones, skin, and guts of sardines are a collagen cocktail. Type 1 collagen, calcium phosphate, natural gelatin, all in one tiny fish. A 2022 study showed that seniors who ate whole sardines 3 times a week experienced a 25% drop in knee and ankle swelling and a 29% reduction in joint pain within just 2 months. Blood tests showed elevated markers for collagen production and reduced oxidative stress. But here's where sardines shine. They restore what aging has chipped away. Omega-3s in the skin reduce inflammation. Collagen in the bones supports structure. It's one of the rare foods that mimics your own joints and heals them from within. The key is to eat them whole. Not just the meat, the bones, the skin, the good stuff. Go for sardines packed in water or olive oil, not sauces. Mash them onto toast with lemon. Stir them into rice bowls or mix with yogurt and mustard for a creamy spread that tames the flavor. And if the taste intimidates you, start small. Half a can. A few bites with avocado. You'll adapt, and your joints will thank you. Here's something quirky. Sardines aren't just good for joints. They improve skin elasticity too. Seniors in the same study reported fewer wrinkles and tighter skin after 8 weeks. Collagen works from the inside out. Let's move to something even more misunderstood: chicken skin. That crispy, fatty layer we've been taught to discard. It's pure type Y collagen, the same kind your ligaments are made of, the same kind your cartilage needs to stay cushiony. When you eat chicken skin, especially slow cooked, not deep fried, you're giving your joints exactly what they're made of. A clinical trial showed that people over 55 who regularly ate chicken skin, think thighs, wings, necks, had a 40% boost in joint comfort and a 33% reduction in stiffness within 3 months. Imaging showed less cartilage wear, and participants said they felt lighter in their knees. It wasn't magic, it was nature. The key is preparation. Roast it, bake it, simmer it in broth. Avoid frying it. Oxidizes fats and cancels out the benefits. Chicken thighs with the skin on slow cooked in garlic and rosemary might just become your new joint therapy. You don't have to reinvent your meals. Just reframe them. What you used to throw away, bones, skins, yolks, seeds, are now the very things that rebuild your frame. So, here's a controversial thought. What if aging gracefully has less to do with new science and more to do with old wisdom? What if your knees hurt, not because of time, but because of what you're missing? Tiny, potent nutrients that used to be part of every meal. The truth is, the food industry trained us to strip nutrition in the name of convenience. But your body, it never forgot what it needs. That's why sardines taste strange. At first, they're unfamiliar. That's why bones and skins seem unappetizing. They've been demonized. But give your body the right kind of nourishment, and it will rebuild. This isn't nostalgia. This is survival. The joints that creak, the stiffness that wakes you at 4 a.m., the legs that swell by evening, they're all signals. Your body isn't failing, it's asking for tools, for support, for the stuff that once kept you moving freely. And now you know where to find it. Part 6. The forgotten superfood that restores your steps. There's a part of aging that no one prepares you for. Not the creaks, not the stiffness, but the silent grief of losing your independence, inch by inch. You don't notice it at first. One day, you're skipping upstairs. The next, you're hesitating before you rise. Then it's "I'll sit this one out," and slowly, subtly, you stop chasing life. But what if I told you the answer to this creeping loss might lie in one of the most overlooked foods in the world: beef tendons? I know. Tendons sound tough, chewy, and unappealing. But hidden in their structure is nature's most potent source of type 1 collagen, the same collagen that makes up your ligaments, your cartilage, and the matrix of your bones. They don't just slow joint damage, they reverse it. In a 2022 clinical study, seniors who ate tendon-rich stew 3 times a week experienced a 41% drop in knee stiffness, a 63% improvement in joint fluid density, and marked increases in walking stability. MRI imaging confirmed regeneration in soft tissue, all within 30 days. That's not a miracle. That's connective tissue recognizing itself. When you slow cook beef tendons, low and slow, for 8 to 12 hours, magic happens. The dense fibrous tissue breaks down into gelatin, collagen peptides, and elastin. It turns from tough to tender, from stubborn to nourishing. It becomes a jelly-like matrix that when eaten slips into your bloodstream and heads straight to where you need it most, your knees, ankles, hips. Add vinegar, garlic, ginger to the pot, and you amplify its effect. The acids draw minerals from the bone. The spices fight inflammation. The result? A soup not of the past, but of a better future for your joints. And if the texture feels too foreign, start small. Chop the tendons into bite-sized pieces and blend them into rice bowls, stir-fries, or hearty stews. Combine with soft vegetables, bok choy carrots, mushrooms to create contrast. Before long, it becomes familiar, comforting. A secret you don't want to share because the results are too good. Here's something few know. Tendon collagen is more potent than powdered supplements. Why? Because it comes with all its cofactors: gelatin minerals, vitamins, enzymes. It's a complete package. It doesn't need to be broken down and reassembled. Your body knows exactly what to do with it. And it's cheap, shelf-stable, available in any Asian market or butcher shop. The only thing missing is awareness. This final food, this humble, stretchy tissue, may be the most powerful remedy in the fight against stiffness and swelling, but it's not trendy. It doesn't come in fancy packaging or get sponsored by influencers. It doesn't promise instant results. It offers something better: real healing. Now think back to what you've learned. Egg yolks restart your body's natural collagen factory. Pumpkin seeds provide the minerals that turn amino acids into connective tissue. Canned salmon with bones restores your joint matrix from within. Chicken skin rebuilds the very fabric of your ligaments. Gelatin gives you bioavailable fast-acting collagen in a spoonful. Sardines eaten whole offer a synergistic cocktail of omega-3s, calcium, and collagen. Bone broth is liquid comfort with healing in every sip. And beef tendons, they're the crown jewel, the quiet giant, the unseen remedy that works when nothing else will. And yet, most people will ignore all of this. They'll continue to pop pills, complain, accept pain as part of aging. But not you. You're here, you're still reading. Which tells me one thing: you're not just looking for answers, you're ready to act. Let me give you this final truth. Your body is not broken, it's underfed. Every bite is a message, every sip a step toward reclaiming your movement. The future of your joints is not a mystery, it's in your kitchen. So I ask you, what will you put on your plate tonight? Will it be the same bland food that left your knees dry, your ankles swollen, your mornings stiff? Or will it be something more, something rich, restorative, radical? You get to choose. And the best part, these choices don't just heal, they empower. Because when you take ownership of your body's rebuilding, you stop waiting, you stop depending. You become the caregiver of your future self. And that's the most beautiful act of all. Let's slow it down here, just for a moment. Take a deep breath. Picture the warm glow of morning light spilling through the curtains. Your joints don't ache like they used to. Your steps feel steadier. No crunching, no burning, just ease. That's the future we've been building toward together, plate by plate, step by step. You've just discovered 8 humble foods that carry centuries of forgotten wisdom. They don't scream for attention in colorful packages. They don't make outrageous promises, but inside them lies the quiet power to reverse years of erosion, to reduce swelling, to restore movement, and with it, freedom. Each bite you choose with intention is a small act of rebellion against aging's slow decay. Each meal becomes a vote for vitality, for grace, for a version of yourself that walks through life without hesitation. And as your collagen stores rebuild, so too does your confidence. You'll feel it in the stairs you climb, in the shoes you lace up without wincing, in the way you stand taller, not because your spine is stronger, though it is, but because you remembered you deserve to feel strong. You are not fragile. You are rebuilding. Let these foods guide you back to comfort. Let your plate become your medicine. And remember, your body still wants to heal. It just needed the right tools. So go gently, go boldly, but above all, go nourished.